Positively Muskegon, it's Andy O'Reilly down at the Muskegon Heritage Museum. Adam Winters invited me down to talk a little bit about the upcoming season and some of the incredible displays that are inside this right downtown on Western Avenue. Adam, I got to be honest with you. I've been here 15 years, ballpark working, probably living here 12. Honestly, this is my first trip into the Muskegon Heritage Museum.
You are not the only one.
I've heard that.
Everybody tells us we call ourselves the greatest little secret in town.
Talk a little bit about this. How long has the museum been open?
The museum started in 1980.
Okay.
The Muskegon Heritage Association itself started in 1974. And the Heritage Association acquired the steam engine behind us.
Right behind us, yeah, it's beautiful.
It's big. They acquired the steam engine in 1980 and had nowhere to go with it. So they bought this building for $1. $1, yeah. It had been burned in '77.
Okay.
So it was totally gutted. And the association bought the building and did all the post and beam construction in the back here to accommodate the steam engine.
Yep.
And then over the course of the years, built a museum around it.
It's incredible in here. I mean, right as you walk through the door, and not that I'm saying that it's cluttered or any of that kind of feel, but you are just hit with display after display after display of great things that have happened in Muskegon over the years. Here's the steam engine. Tell us a little bit about this.
The steam engine was the first piece of the museum.
Okay.
And that's why the museum is here. It actually made the electricity for the curtain roller factory.
Did it really?
And where Fricano's Pizza is now,
yep.
They made shade rollers that, for your window, you roll the shade down.
Yep.
They started in the 1880s. And this machine came probably around the 1890s. And they had a larger steam engine to run all the belting for the machine shop. Well, this engine was belted to the dynamo to make electricity.
Okay.
So that factory could make its own electricity. And when World War II came around, the big need for steel, of course, the recycling need, they scrapped the big steam engine. By then they were all into electricity motors, electric motors for the machine shop, But this one was still here belted to the dynamo, so they could make their own steam or make their own electricity.
Yep.
And that's pretty beneficial for a company that makes war cars to make your own electricity. So that's why the steam engine survived the Second World War. And they used it lightly after the World War, and it sat dormant when Brenneman Hartshorn went out of business. It sat dormant. And when the building was coming down, the Heritage Association stepped up and said, we'd like to have the engine.
We want that, yeah.
So thanks to Erickson, the crane company out there, they pulled it out of the building, stored it in their building for 2 years while we could do this.
Get things up.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the other displays in here. I mean, I see everything from the lumber era to the manufacturing era. We've got Brunswick represented over here. Talk about what are the most popular things that people come in and see?
We have a lot, mostly Muskegon's industry.
Okay.
Things that were built in Muskegon. We pride ourselves in having a massive collection of things made in Muskegon. We have a huge collection of Shaw Walker cases up front, desks, cabinets, everything. We have a lot of Continental engines, as you saw on the way in. We got a dozen Continental engines, and the big ones, little ones. Some of them run, some of them don't. Very rare. We have, like you said, Brunswick over here. We have a working bowling alley.
Yep.
That's 3 feet long, and the pin setter's behind glass.
Yep.
So you can see how it all works.
Watch it all go.
Like monkey motion, like you'd never seen a pin setter before, And that's pretty unique. And then on the second floor, we have a whole floor full of items that are all made in Muskegon.
Really?
K-Dot bearings, Spacelander bicycles, Raggedy Ann dolls.
Raggedy Ann dolls.
You name it.
All here.
All made in here in Muskegon.
When people come through, what do they gravitate to first?
Usually, you walked in, they walk around the front, and the gas pumps, the Bennett pumps are up there, and they look good. But as soon as you walk through the back door, you see the big wheel.
Yeah.
And that's what, and then you go from there. The big wheel drives the machine shop. That's pretty much the focus.
Yep.
But we have a lot of, as you can see, a lot of interactive displays.
Do the items here come from companies? Do they come from people? How, I mean, if let's say somebody's got something really unique to Muskegon in their barn, and they're thinking about, what do I want to do with that?
We accept donations. Most everything here has been donated.
Okay.
The museum is all non-profit, all volunteer. So we have no income per se, not like a tax income or anything like that. Everything here is donated. So a lot of it comes from private individuals. A lot of it, like a lot of our Shaw box stuff, came from the company itself. When they went out of business, they called us up and said, "Come get some stuff.
Come get what you want."
Right. So we ended up with a lot of stuff, and that's great for them to do that. That happens, and we like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Talk about the season. It's just getting ready to open up.
We're opening. The first day is on May 14th.
Yep.
And then we're associated with the Muskegon Museum,
Yep.
the M3, the Muskegon Museums.
Yep.
And we're on the 21st of May. We're going to do an engine show there.
Oh, cool.
I think I'm getting from the producer. Oh, we're opening on the 12th.
Oh, the 12th.
Right. The 14th is the Saturday. We're open on the Thursday, the 12th.
We do these with an audience sometimes.
Yeah, you got a producer in the back. But but on the 21st, Muskegon's amazing museums, all the museums in town are collaborating for 2 weekends. And ours is going to be the first weekend where we're going to be open for free for that weekend.
Free?
And then we are our museum is collecting a bunch of antique engines, steam engines, gas engines, and we'll park them in the backyard there for the day.
Very cool.
So we're going to fill our backyard with a bunch of gearhead stuff.
Do you do school trips? Do kids come
Our
through?
group does a lot of school trips.
Do they?
They do in cooperation with the Lakeshore Museum Center and independently.
Okay.
We have a group of retired educators.
Sure.
That mostly do, and they make paper when the kids come. They make paper up in the paper mill display.
No kidding.
They drill holes in the wood shop, and they print business cards in the print shop.
So it's all hands-on.
Everything's hands-on for the
Everything's
kids. They get to
hands-on.
make springs with the spring winder and
Fun.
lift the weights with the saw box. And
I need to come down here more.
Yeah,
that's all
spend
there is
some
to it.
time when
No
you're not
kidding.
on the job.
Right, I know. This place is incredible. And you know what? As I would have to apologize to anybody out there in Muskegon, it's my first trip in, and it won't be my last. This is really, really something to see, downtown Muskegon. No, everybody's arguing with downtown. There's bars. No, there's not just bars. Come down here and see the Muskegon.
The Heritage Museum.
That's it.
That's right. And the other thing I
Making
was
sure
going to tell
Adam
you
knows what
about.
he's talking about.
That's right. The Muskegon Heritage Museum. The other thing I was going to tell you about too, and you know as well, during the Rebel Road weekend.
Coming up.
We one of my favorites. The museum loves it. We collect antique bikes.
Do you?
And we collect a bunch of privately owned stuff and rope off a big section of Rebel Road.
Yep.
And we only park antique bikes in that reserved area.
So if you're coming in from out of town for Rebel Road, make sure you set aside a little bit of time to come into the Muskegon Heritage Museum. You've done a great job.
Thank you.
What a great guest.
I appreciate it.
I've known Adam for quite some time, and I kind of came down here going, I don't know, but you know your stuff, man.
I've been here a little while.
Adam Winters,
Thank
it's
you.
the Muskegon Heritage Museum right on Western Avenue. Make sure you stop in and check everything out. Thanks for being here, man.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks for coming.